Hi, and welcome to my video on differentiation and engagement, where I will help you, my fellow educators, understand the two topics and how to incorporate them into your classroom. Let's start with a small introduction of myself. Let me move me out the way. And let's get a little scoop on the background of the educator. So, I was born and raised in Florida, went to a private school since second grade, and graduated from there. I am 34 years old to be exact. Have been engaged several times, but am not married. And though many calls me mom, have no children. My educational background, I have been teaching for over 15 years. I started my education in elementary education at Polk State College, completed in 2014, pursued my bachelor's in elementary education and special education at Grand Canyon, and 2018 received that degree. Just recently completed a developing coaching course for my current position or for my current school, the Christian Academy of Winter Haven, where I currently teach. Um, so I've become an instructional coach just this school year, the 2021-22 school year. I am currently working on my master's in instructional design at Grand Canyon and am expected to receive my degree early or around the same time this year. Around the same time this year, next year. It's around early 2023, April. And with that, I plan to be on the staff for developing our school's curriculum and as well as mentoring new coaches. Now let's get into the meat and potatoes of these things. This is where you, the teacher, would want to pull out your notebook so we can find or explore differentiation and engagement, which are two very essential, very relevant topics or concepts for a highly effective teacher. That's my teaching background. You can check that out later. Let's get started. So, at this point, I know you've heard of differentiation and you're thinking, what is it? And how can I use it in the classroom? Okay. And so, although it may seem intimidating, the first thing I want to do is encourage you not to be worried because it is simply another way of saying personalized lessons based on what students' needs. Iris Center um, at Vanderbilt, that's at an educational um, unit, gives us this definition. It says differentiation is an approach to teaching where the teacher adjusts their curriculum and instruction to maximize the learning of all students. It's not a single strategy, but a framework of various strategies, many of which are evidence based. And it relates to brain based learning in the fact that it reduces classroom behavior issues, with students who find things hard to do and start acting out. It also enhances engagement because students know that this stuff is relevant, this is what they need, so they intend to pay attention to it. And it also focuses on how each student learns, which makes it possible to reach each student at their level, thereby increasing student motivation and student engagement, which ultimately increases student achievement, which is our biggest goal. Now, how do we incorporate it into the classroom? Andrew Miller gives us 6 strategies in her article, 6 strategies for incorporating project based learning, in her 2016 article. One way to use it, again, is through project based learning. It allows for student choice and also allows for differentiating assessments, ways the teacher can assess the student on what they learned. It lets the children choose what they want to make or how they want to show their understanding of the topic and their knowledge, and also allows to it's easy to manage every day. So it allows for daily management as well as instruction. It becomes easier for the students. Another way to incorporate it into your classroom is to use mini lessons with small groups. Now we know And thanks to Causalini in his 2013 article, Nine Things Every Educator Should Know, is that the brain has a short attention span. So, short lessons lasting about 20 minutes or so are much more effective than a 30-minute or hour lecture. Those chunks are way too much for the brain to comprehend. And also, Andrew Miller states that the project based learning lends itself to differentiation and allows also for the assessment and daily management and instruction. Now, I know you're familiar or you have at least take a minute, pause the video, and absorb all that you just learned. And when you get back, we'll talk about engagement. Okay? Now, I know you've heard engagement before, and you're thinking, okay, how do we define it? We can take a look into what engagement entails. There are 8 C's of engagement, and Henry Silver, an author and education expert, emphasizes the importance of student engagement and its impact on student learning in the 2018 film Encouragement Tools for Charged Up Learning, Laying Their Groundwork. Those 8 C's of engagement are challenge, competition, controversy, curiosity, creativity, choice, cooperation, and connection. And when these things are implemented in the classroom, well, let's look at some ways to do that. Oh, let's look at how it relates to brain based learning first. Sorry. Engagement is the first of the 3 components of brain based education. The authors, Jensen and McConchy, in their 2020 textbook, Brain Based Learning Teaching the Way Students Really Learn, define brain based education as the engagement of strategies based on principles we currently believe to be true about the brain. They give 3 important concepts: engagement, strategies, and principles. And this is how it relates to brain based learning. So, it enhances focus and attention in learning by influencing and motivating students and other things. It makes learning more memorable by helping memories consolidate when you engage all those senses, and it reduces classroom management challenges. So, it also helps manage the classroom. Now, let's look at ways to incorporate it into the classroom, into your classroom. Ways to incorporate engagement. You can use activities that engage all the senses. Since Wilson and Conyers, in their 2014 article, Move Your Body, Grow Your Brain, states to incorporate activities that engage all the senses, it makes learning more memorable. It'd be best to use something like a mystery box where the kids can smell it or feel it and guess what the object is that concerns today's topic or lesson. That'll always help keep them engaged. And also facilitating the 8 C's, as many as the 8 C's, as often as possible. So building curiosity while teaching a lesson or challenging students with a more difficult problem would also help to engage them, as well as helping them collaborate and helping challenge them, helping them make connections of the content to themselves and to the real world also helps keep them engaged and keeps that engagement and giving them choice. Um, like during that project based learning, where we stated that they could choose how they would present or what they would make and how they would present it to show their understanding, also helps with encouragement and also promoting creativity. So allowing those students to build those things would also allow promoting and helping you to incorporate engagement into your lessons. All right. And now that we are at the end, let's go to the closing. And today in this lesson, you've learned about me Charlana Smith, my personal background, my educational background, and my